Coming up in episode 5 of the podcast, we'll be showing you guys some iPad trailers for Shrek Kart, Hero of Sparta, Brothers in Arms 2 Global Front, and James Cameron's Avatar, as well as some iPhone trailers for Blockus, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, and Iron Man 2. Plus, we'll be announcing for the first time ever a brand new game from Gameloft here on the Gameloft Video Podcast.
And find out why we're wearing these awesome costumes. This is a podcast you won't want to miss, so stick around. Hey everyone, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Josh, and you're watching the Gameloft Video Podcast, your online source for anything and everything related to Gameloft.
Dude, you changed your catchphrase.
I know, well, it's because one time you said online instead of number 1, and I liked it so much I changed the official line.
Right on. So hey, I hear you were in New York a few weeks ago.
That's right. Our team went to New York for the iPad launch at the big Apple store on 5th Avenue, and I was able to get my hands on a brand new iPad. Coming up in this month's podcast, we're in New York City for the launch of the iPad. Every copy is sold out, but we'll try to get our hands on a few, so stick around. So how long have you been waiting in line?
What's the date today?
Absolutely. Yes, I am a big fan.
Oh, great.
I am a big fan of your company. Thank you very much for your products.
Of course I would play games on an iPad.
Yeah! I got one!
I've been waiting for a very long time in Russia, so I came from Russia to buy it.
Wow, all the way from Russia just for the iPad?
Yeah.
I'm here talking with Samir, Gameloft's general manager for the US and South American studios. How is Gameloft using the technology of the iPad?
Well, we're doing a couple of things. The first thing is really working on our first set of games where we have games already released on the iPhone where we really have upscaled the arts. Remember, the iPad has a much higher resolution, 5 times more pixel on screen, which is extremely cool for gaming. Meaning that all our games will have nicer textures, nicer models, nicer environments, nicer animations. They'll look much better. One of the other things we're doing is really playing around with that bigger screen. So we're talking about depth perception and the immersion of a game like a first-person shooter or a racing game or a sports game will be much better because of that big screen. So we're really taking advantage of that too.
That's pretty cool. I'd love to try it.
Yeah, you and about half the people in this office, so hands off, okay? Gameloft has already released 8 of your favorite titles for the iPad, and we're happy to announce these 4 new additions to the App Store.
The popular racing game Shrek Kart is now available on the iPad for even more over-the-top racing action. Vie for the title of Kingdom's fastest kart racer as you speed through HD environments throughout Far, Far Away and Beyond in highly detailed karts. Check out new iPad features including a redesigned minimap and a customizable interface.
By combining a compelling storyline and squad-based action, Brothers in Arms has established a benchmark for military action games, receiving the highest praise from online reviewers of any World War II series to date. Brothers in Arms 2 Global Front's campaign mode offers 13 levels across 5 battlefields in the Pacific, Africa, Sicily, Germany, and France, totaling an approximate 7 hours of gameplay. The iPad version includes a new system of controls that offers a unique experience. For example, you can pinch the screen to zoom in on your targets or use 2 fingers to throw grenades.
Hero of Sparta was highly successful on the iPhone and received numerous awards following its release. Now, the most popular member of the Gameloft family comes to your iPad. Re-experience the story of a hero trying to defeat foul monsters and creatures from the abyss in Hero of Sparta. The iPad version offers an improved interface, letting you freely reposition the icons on screen. The focus kill sequences have also been enhanced to include more challenging touch combos.
Based on the highest-grossing film of all time, James Cameron's Avatar for your iPad takes you further inside the world you've come to love as you uncover a story that takes place 2 decades before the movie from director James Cameron. You'll get to explore every aspect of Pandora while discovering 16 levels, from military strongholds to beautiful waterfalls and lush jungles, with full iPad HD graphics. Fight for survival in tense action sequences against ferocious beasts and carnivorous plants. When the battle reaches its height, take to the skies of Pandora on a Banshee. Well, as you guys can see, there are already a bunch of cool games out there for the iPad, and a lot more coming soon from Gameloft. They're definitely worth checking out for the cool graphics, if nothing else.
Totally. I'm already looking forward to getting one of my own.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are too, so we probably shouldn't tease them anymore with our iPad, so let's move on to the games. The board game Blockus is a highly successful puzzle game that was recently acquired by Mattel. It has received numerous awards since its initial release thanks to its innovative concept. In a classic game, there are 4 players who each have their own color with 21 blocks of different shapes.
On your iPhone, you play against artificial intelligence or against your friends using local or online multiplayer modes.
The rules are simple. Players take turns moving one at a time to put one block on the board. The rule is your blocks can never be directly adjacent to each other.
They must only touch the corners of your other blocks in order for the move to be valid. The goal is to put as many of your blocks on the board as possible.
The winning strategy is to block your opponent so they cannot place any more pieces on the board.
Try to place your large pieces on the board at the beginning of the game, since the further the game progresses, the less spaces you'll have to play with, and it'll become increasingly difficult for you to find free spaces.
Don't forget that one of the most important elements in the game is the position of the corners of your pieces on the board, which gives you an opportunity to extend your game. Each time you place a new piece on the board, pay attention to the available angles, which will then help you plan your strategy. As you can see, the iPhone version is faithful to the original board game. It also includes 4 variants, a tournament mode, and a colorblind mode.
Another game coming soon to the App Store is based on a movie that's coming out soon and already has a huge following.
That's right, Iron Man is easily one of the most successful franchises released by Marvel. And following the success of the first movie, Iron Man 2 is coming soon, and Gameloft is right behind with a version for your iPhone, iPod Touch, and the iPad.
This marks the first time a game has been released by Gameloft for all 3 Apple devices simultaneously. It's slated for an April 26th release date in most of Europe and May 3rd for Germany, Austria, and North America.
The game has 9 levels in full 3D with unique gameplay in a variety of different levels, which includes Stark Expo, Somalia, a base in Siberia, and even an underwater level. Some missions are playable with both Iron Man and War Machine. Play as Iron Man for speed and agility, or suit up as War Machine for maximum firepower.
You'll also have the chance to jump into a wide variety of suits that you can upgrade after each level. Try Iron Man's famous weaponry like his repulsors and the devastating Unibeam.
You also get to fight infamous supervillains like Ultimo, Firepower, and Whiplash. Gameloft has worked very closely with Marvel to bring you the most authentic Iron Man video game ever made. So I've got to say, Iron Man is probably one of my favorite superheroes, mainly because he's like a self-made superhero, you know?
Oh really? Do you have any other favorites?
Yeah, but I don't really want to make a big nerd of myself on the air.
This is the Gameloft Video Podcast. Who do you think watches this?
Good point. I guess for me it's then a toss-up between Iron Man or Spider-Man, but the rest of my choices after that are really nerdy and cliched.
Alright, I'll accept that.
Do you have any favorites?
Do I look like I read comic books?
Fair enough. So moving on. As I mentioned last month, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction marks the return of Sam Fisher. This latest chapter is coming soon to your iPhone and iPod Touch.
Gameplay is meant to replicate the experience of playing on your Xbox 360, with tactics like the Mark and Execute function. But the iPhone version includes a brand new level across the Potomac River exclusive to the mobile device.
You can explore full 3D environments with a wide array of weapons and gadgets. Check out this awesome rail shooting sequence here.
If you want to stay in the loop for news about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, be sure to follow Gameloft on Twitter and Facebook. We'll show you the addresses at the end of this podcast.
So there was a new trailer on YouTube recently that a lot of fans were curious about.
Yeah, let's play it in the background now.
Okay, so I bet some of you guys have been able to guess what it is, and if you did, you must be really excited.
It's an old classic that has been able to pop up again and again since its first release in 1989.
In fact, in 2003, it reached new heights of success with a series of iconic titles, including The Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and The Two Thrones. In fact, coming this May is a brand new console game, The Forgotten Sands, which is sure to bring Prince of Persia a whole new fan base.
Acclaimed for its fighting system and awesome level design, Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within, the sequel to The Sands of Time, is coming to your iPhone and iPod Touch very soon.
So I think this is something a lot of people will be excited about, mainly because Prince of Persia is such a classic.
For sure. And next up, let's talk about a few contests that are coming soon for Gameloft fans.
Well, the first one we should talk about is Free Game Fridays. Now, what that means is that basically every Friday, Gameloft will be giving away 10 of their games for your iPhone or iPod Touch of your choice. To enter for a chance to win, all you have to do is follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Gameloft and retweet the Free Game Friday message.
In addition to Free Game Fridays, Gameloft also made a few huge announcements recently that coincided with a new contest. First, we announced that the sequel to one of the most successful games on the App Store is coming soon. Can you guess which one?
If you said Nova 2, you're wrong. It's actually the sequel to critically acclaimed Hero of Sparta. We were also happy to announce that Gameloft is turning 10 years old this spring.
Yes, and to celebrate this news, we gave our fans a chance to win 5 trips for 2 to attend Gameloft's birthday party in Paris on May 6th. The winners get to be among the first to play Hero of Sparta 2.
In the meantime, check out this trailer from our YouTube channel, and don't forget to keep an eye out for other cool contests coming soon. So next up, as per usual, we'll take the time to answer a few questions from you guys. Naomi, would you do the honors?
Sure thing. This month's question is from Adib, who asks, how far in advance does Gameloft plan for the production and release of games?
On average, it takes just under a year from the initial idea phase to bring a game to your hands. This does, of course, vary depending on the type of game and the complexity of the project, but each game has the same milestones it must go through, including concept research and game design, first mock-ups, then alpha and beta versions before being passed on to our quality assurance team and playtesters. Then it reaches the gold version, at which point it's passed on to Apple. At Gameloft, we hire real gamers to test several levels of production to ensure maximum quality and enjoyment. We rely on people just like you to check every aspect of every game to bring you the best games possible.
If you have any questions for us, please leave them in the comment section of our blog, and we'll try to answer a few each month.
And in the meantime, you can get more information from our blog, Twitter page, Facebook account, or YouTube channel.
For Gameloft, I'm Naomi.
And I'm Josh, and you've been watching the Gameloft Video Podcast.
Oh, hey, I hear you were in New York.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm already looking forward to getting one of my own.
Yeah, me too. Which I already have here, so why would I say me too? Sorry. In the meantime, you can get more information from our Facebook account, Twitter page, blog, and YouTube channel. Check out the page. Block us, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Conviction, and Iron Man 2 on the Gameloft Video Podcast.
It's an old classic that has been able to pop up again and again since its first sequence.
That's first sequence.